It's Kuro, and today we're gonna we're gonna be reading it's gonna be okay. Daddy's here, chapter 3. I have to start making the chapters again. Anyways, this chapter is not titled, but it's really good. Trust me. So let's just start with the fic. I opened my eyes and gazed out of the window. It was dark. I must have drifted off a while ago. I grabbed my phone and glanced at the notifications. I knew people were worried about me. The first text I saw was from Kirishima. Are you alright, dude? I heard about what happened. If you need something, I'll get it for you. I sighed. All these texts were getting overwhelming. I went through the rest, but then saw one I didn't plan on seeing. Mom, you're such an idiot. Brat, you got the police called on me. Now I'm literally getting arrested. I sighed big. Then it turned into a heave. Then the heave turned into a sob, and now I can't even breathe. I heard a faint knock at the door, light, hesitant. It creaked open, and there he was, Aizawa. He stepped into the hospital room, shadows clear under his eyes, his expression unreadable at first. But when he saw me, when he really looked, the sorrow was clear. His shoulders dropped slightly, like he had just taken on the weight of what I was going through. What's the matter, problem child? His voice was low, softer than usual. There wasn't a hint of annoyance in it, only concern. Only concern. That alone nearly shattered me. But I couldn't answer. My throat locked up, and I was sobbing too hard to speak, gasping really. My chest heaved with each breath, and my body felt like it couldn't hold it all anymore. Tears streamed down my face uncontrollably, and each one brought with it another surge of panic I couldn't control. The pain in my head throbbed, my vision blurred, and then I noticed it, a strange, acrid sense creeping to the edge of my senses. Burnt rubber? That didn't make sense. Why would something smell like that here? I tried to sit up, tried to say something, anything, but suddenly my body froze. My muscles locked like wires pulled tight, and strange pressure built up in my chest and my spine. My heart pounded out of rhythm like it was trying to jump out of my ribs. My fingers twitched, my arms jerked, then everything went white, and I felt myself slip under. From the moment Izuku collapsed, Aizawa was moving. Izuku! He was at his side in an instant, catching the boy before his head hit the edge of the bed frame. Izuku's body was seizing, uncontrollably, stiff. His limbs convulsing, his face pale and clammy, and his head rolled back, and foam began to gather at the corner of his mouth. Aizawa's voice sharpened. Nurse, get in here, he's seizing! The door burst open. Moments later, medical staff flooding into the room, already shouting codes and instructions at each other. Aizawa stepped back, only enough to let them work. His fists clenched at the sides as he watched helplessly. It was the kind of helpless that ate at him, that infuriated him. Izuku wasn't just a student, he was his student. And no kid should be this broken. Nobody should cry themselves into a seizure, especially not because of home. Aizawa's jaw tightened. He had suspected something was wrong with him for a while. The way Izuku flinched when someone touched him too quickly, how he downplayed his pain, how he always seemed to apologize for existing, and now he knew. As the heart monitor beeped steadily again and the seizure began to subside, Aizawa's eyes never left the boy's face. I won't let this keep happening, he muttered under his breath. Not to you. Not anymore. I woke up, but I was kind of paralyzed. It felt like I couldn't move, but the doctors crowded around me, and I didn't know why. After about 6 minutes, I could move, so I said something. What's going on? One of the doctors looked at me funny. You just had a really bad seizure, and the nurse said gently, her voice calm but firm, as she adjusted the wires connected to the monitor beside me. We're gonna We're gonna run a quick test to check up on you. I just need to take your sweater off so I can get a full... No! The word ripped out of me before I could even think about it. It was sharp, desperate, almost a scream. My voice cracked halfway through, and it echoed in the sterile room like an alarm. The nurse froze, blinking at me with a mix of surprise and concern. See, sweetheart, it's okay. I said no! My hand shot up, gripping the edges of my sleeve like they were the only thing tethering me to the bed. My knuckles turned white as I clutched the fabric. I couldn't let go. I wouldn't. I could see in her eyes the question forming, the confusion building, but I stared at the floor, anywhere but her face. My whole body trembled, heart pounding too fast, breaths shallow and ragged. I didn't want her to see. The scars, the bruises, the thin, jagged lines running up my arms like ugly, permanent reminders of everything I've been through. Some were old, faded, pale silver. The others were fresh, angry red, still stinging under the band of my sleeve. I didn't want her to see it. I didn't want her to see any of it. If she saw, she'd ask. If she asked, I'd have to tell. And telling meant remembering. I squeezed my eyes shut. Please, just don't. My voice cracked again, quieter now, almost a whisper. The room was still for a moment. Even the heart monitor seemed quieter. A soft shuffle of fabric broke the silence. Then another voice, deeper and familiar. Aizawa. Step back for a minute, he murmured to the nurse. She hesitated but nodded, slipping out quietly. The door clicked shut behind her. When I opened my eyes again, Aizawa was crouched in front of me, his face level with mine. No judgment, no impatience, just that steady, tired look of his. You don't have to show me anything if you're not ready to, he said softly, but you're safe now. Midoriya, do you understand me? Safe. I bit my lip hard, trying not to cry. The word safe felt foreign, like something I couldn't touch yet. But he didn't push, he just stayed there, like he always did. A quiet presence. A week had passed since that accident, and Aizawa had finally finished all the necessary paperwork. The doctor told me I could be discharged any time now. I should have been relieved, maybe even happy. But instead, all I felt was this weight in my chest that refuses to lift. Something in me didn't want to leave. I couldn't, not yet, not while Kazuki was lying in a hospital bed, unmoving. I needed to see his eyes again, hear his voice, yell at me, call me a nerd, something, anything. Now I just sit behind him almost every day, watching the machines that keep him alive, listening to the steady beep of the monitors like a cruel lullaby. It's quiet here, too quiet. And yet it's the only place I feel anything at all. Last night, Aizawa told me something I wish I could forget. They'll keep him online support for a year, he said softly, his voice tight like it hurt to say the words. After that, if there's no progress, they'll have to let him go. Let him go? Those words stuck with me like splinters under my skin. But what if he doesn't want to wake up? What if I never get to tell him? What if all we had left was anger and silence? What if that was all I had left of him? The walk down the corridor was quiet. Every step felt heavier. The closer I got to his room, my legs ached, not from the accident, but from the anxiety curling deep inside me. When I reached his door, I hesitated. My fingers hovered above the handle. What if today's the same as yesterday? What if he still doesn't wake up? I pushed the thought away, stepped inside. The room was dim, the blinds half closed to keep the harsh sunlight out. Kazuki looked small, wrong, like a frame from a movie that was meant to be full of noise, fire, and life. His hair was flattened, his skin was too pale against the sterile white of the sheets. I dragged the chair closer to the bed and sat down, pulling my knees to my chest. Hey, I said quietly, my voice cracked. I waited, hoping for even the slightest twitch of his fingers. Nothing. They said I can leave now, but I don't think I want to. I don't want to leave you here. I swallowed, my eyes burning. I still have to tell you about my epilepsy. I should have told you sooner. I reached out, barely touching the end of the blanket near his hand. I was scared you'd think I was broken or weak, I guess. I didn't want you to hate me more than you already did. Silence. The machines beeped steadily, uncaring. I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything, for not telling you, for fighting so much, for not being the kind of friend I should have been. Or boyfriend, I guess. I sat there a long time until the nurses came in and asked if I needed anything. I shook my head. Okay, that was long, and I had to do a lot of takes for the middle because, I don't know, because I kept, reading it wrong. Anyways, thank you for listening. One of my favorite parts about this chapter is it just makes sense with the storyline, and I think it's very Dad Salwa. I love making these, and I cannot wait to read the next chapter. And if y'all are wondering, when is the next picking up the pieces you left behind thing? So I'm either going to start a new series and kind of finish that one later, but I'm going to do a poll so y'all can answer that one in my posts comment section thing. So yeah, if you want to read the story, it's by me, Kuro Writes, on AO3. I think Wattpad, I'm not really sure, I can check, but yeah. And also just a really big thank you to all of you, because I haven't logged in to YouTube for 3 days, and then I looked, 21 subscribers. I had 3 the last time I looked. So thank you all so much. I've never had this much love and support for my channel before. So thank you all so much. Bye.